Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're digging into the news around James Rondeau.
Right, the president and director of the Art Institute of Chicago.
Exactly. It's about his voluntary leave following some alleged misconduct.
On that flight, right, Chicago to Munich, April 18th.
Yeah. So our goal here is to kind of unpack what's going on, looking at the news reports, Rondeau's background, the AIC.
Understand the key pieces. It's definitely a developing story.
It really is. And quite a contrast, He's had this long, very successful career at the Art Institute.
Decades, really.
And now these pretty serious allegations surface.
It's a stark situation. Maybe we should start with his background to get the context.
Good idea. So he joined the AIC way back in '98.
As associate curator for contemporary art, came from the Wadsworth Atheneum.
Right. And academically, he had a BA from Middlebury, MA from Williams College. Solid background.
Definitely. And he moved up pretty steadily at the AIC, became chair of modern and contemporary art.
Which was, 2004 to around 2014 or 15?
Yeah, somewhere in there. He even did interim chair of photography for a bit, merged the modern and contemporary departments.
And then the top job in 2016, president and director, took over from Douglas Turek.
And he often spoke about, art's transformative power, the museum as a civic space. That was his stated philosophy.
And you can see his impact, tangibly. The modern wing.
Big one. Opened in 2009. He was key in getting that installed.
Plus he curated a lot of shows, right? Like over 30 solo exhibitions.
Known for showcasing emerging artists, too, alongside major shows like that Jasper Johns one in '07.
But the fundraising seems like a huge part of his legacy, or potential legacy.
Oh, absolutely. That 2015 Ed Nissen collection, wow.
40-something post-war masterpieces.
Yeah.
Valued around $400 million.
Yeah, it fundamentally changed their pop art collection. Just massive.
And then more recently, big money coming in.
Right. 2024, that $75 million gift from Fleischmann and Lockheed for campus development.
And they specifically mentioned Rondeau's vision for that one, didn't they?
They did. And then just this year, another major gift of French art from the Horvitzes.
So significant philanthropic success. He also appointed new leaders in 8 departments and oversaw gallery changes.
Yeah, quite active internally, plus external roles, Poetry Foundation Board, NEA panels.
And his compensation reflected that level of responsibility, reportedly over $1 million a year.
Which, often comes with these high-profile director roles at major institutions, but that donor confidence tied specifically to him is significant.
It really makes the current situation stand out more, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
And it's also fair to say his time as director wasn't without challenges even before this.
No, definitely not. There was the union agreement with AICSCA4 workers in summer 23.
And then that embezzlement case surfaced later that year. A former payroll manager took over $2 million.
Yeah, a significant internal breach.
Plus, May of last year, student protests related to the Gaza war on museum grounds led to arrests.
And there was that earlier controversy about changes to the volunteer docent program, too.
So, landing that $75 million gift last fall, it happened against that backdrop of, considerable pressure.
It really highlights the complexities, doesn't it? Leading a major cultural institution today involves navigating so much. Financial, labor, social issues.
He was often described as a visionary leader through all of that.
Which sets the stage for this incident on April 18th.
Right, the United flight to Munich. Allegations that he removed his clothes mid-flight.
Which the Art Institute itself confirmed to the New York Times after CBS Chicago broke the story.
Yeah. And reports mention alcohol and prescription medication as, possible factors.
German police apparently met the flight in Munich. Rondeau then returned to Chicago.
The AIC's response has been fairly direct, acknowledging the seriousness.
Launching an independent investigation, confirming his voluntary leave.
Though, interestingly, no formal press release on their website, at least as of early May. And Rondeau himself hasn't made a public statement.
The leadership team is apparently focusing on keeping operations running smoothly. The independent investigation is key, though details are scarce.
Who's running it? The timeline. We don't know yet.
Right, and Rondeau's silence means the narrative is mostly shaped by the media reports for now.
And the coverage is everywhere. Art news, mainstream news.
Yeah, the art newspaper, ArtNet NYT, local Chicago outlets like FOX32.
With different framing, Mid-flight incident, bizarre incident. Some reports making a point of his salary.
That's not surprising. High profile, high salary. It often becomes part of the public discussion in these situations.
And the public commentary you see online, Well, it seems to focus on questioning his judgment, especially with the mention of alcohol and medication combined.
It really taps into that scrutiny on leaders, especially those heading major public trusts like a museum. Accountability is a big theme.
So wrapping this up, we have these serious allegations against a very prominent, successful museum director.
Set against his significant contributions, but also recent institutional challenges.
The museum is investigating, he's on leave, and there's just a lot of uncertainty.
Huge uncertainty about his future, the impact on the Art Institute's reputation, its operations.
It really underscores the intense pressure and public focus on cultural leaders now. Transparency, accountability, they're paramount.
Definitely. It makes you think about the balance or maybe the tension between the public role and private life for people in these positions.
Especially when they lead institutions we, as the public, feel connected to. It leaves you wondering, what are the expectations we should have for cultural leaders today? Something to consider.
A very complex question.
Indeed. Thanks for diving into this with me.